sure they don't see the sunrise.
Sledgehammer Games finally came out with a reveal of a gameplay trailer on Modern Warfare 3, like just hours ago. See, this is basically one of the game's campaign missions. In addition, we know that the game will feature updated versions of all 16 launch maps for Modern Warfare 2. Just take a look. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 will be available on PCs, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S on November 10 this year.
This is devastation on a global scale.
We have 2 missiles incoming. If you are there, get out.
It's killing civilians.
Visual on target. We need medevac now.
He wants a world war.
A couple weeks ago, I'm not gonna lie, I actually wanted to put this thing in earlier videos so bad, but I haven't had a chance. Anyway, we got a brand new Unreal Engine 5 made a survival horror game that was unveiled at like nowhere. Almost exactly the same deal with the other body cam style game, which was called Record earlier this year. However, this one's a horror game too, something called Lost Fragment. The trailer over here pretty much showcases legit in-game footage. We know it's coming to PCs in both generation of consoles as well next year.
Delivered chop. Going to cover pack. Roger that.
Not only we have that body cam style Unreal Engine 5 first-person shooter coming out of nowhere, we have a sequel to a 25-year-old, technically a new game, after 15 years since the last entry, Delta Force, and now called Hawk Ops. Just a quick mission over here, this is like a minute trailer. Team Studios of fine folks just showcased a new entry, and the old voxel-based military shooter, which is supposedly in the making for over 3 years. So the game's releasing for PCs, both generation of consoles, sometime next year.
Recon arrow out.
Using smoke screen. Powering up. Let's do this.
Soldiers, you're depleting their numbers. Try to finish them off.
Hold the line. Here comes the last push.
Big shots for you.
They say that Limbo is a world made from memories of the dead, and memories can be treacherous.
Earlier in the month, out of Gamescom, I believe, we caught eyes on a new IP called Soulslinger, Envoy of Death. This one's a brutal, arena-style action first-person shooter, supposedly going early access on Steam by the end of the year. Anyway, here's what we got for gameplay. This is basically a mix of the recently released Evil West, combined with Call of Juarez and even Doom.
A journey to save her. I hope I'm not too late. Whoever's responsible doesn't want this to be solved. I'm being followed, targeted. The truth is always a threat when corruption is in control.
Number 5. A game I've mentioned before, we have Neo Berlin 2087, a game I've mentioned earlier in the month. It's a first and third person Unreal Engine 5 semi-open world shooter and also a next generation console exclusive. I mean, basically it's coming to PCs and the PlayStation 5 only. Formerly, we actually had a story trailer regarding this game introducing just the IP. Now we have some gameplay. The story is also about some cyberpunk realm or reality in which you play as a detective about 50 years into the future.
New scout. How do you like your cell, inmate? What kind of prison is this?
Luna Abyss just got itself a new trailer after a month of nothing. This is honestly, these developers don't seem to be able to make anybody disappointed with the showcases that they're coming up with rapidly. You remember the game Returnal, PlayStation 5 exclusive from last year? You see, Luna Abyss is like that in overall feel, but it's in first person and it's a horror mystery all around. Check it out, we know the game is coming to PCs and the next generation of consoles only by the end of the year.
Their experience. AMD FSR2 can also be used to fine-tune the balance between visual quality and performance.
Number 7, maybe the greatest thing you're gonna hear today if you haven't already. After an entire year of nothing, Ubisoft went on and announced Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, re-revealed it, and that the game is now releasing December 7 this year. This is for PCs, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X only, and to kick the hype even a few notches up, the French folks and AMD went on and showcased some in-game finished footage, the open world, as well as the new engine technologies they used to make the game smooth, supposedly on every single computer.
With its many other options and features implemented, AMD and Ubisoft are pushing the envelope of technical and visual quality in gaming. The fight for Pandora has never been so captivating. Immerse yourself in the extraordinary world of Avatar Frontiers of Pandora on PC.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 recently received a release window of late 2024, possibly releasing at the same time now about next year. And if you're wondering, yes, this game was supposedly releasing about 3 years ago and already in development for over 4.5 years. Not just that, we've only seen a glimpse of it, from which we know it's a first-person stealth action RPG, semi-open world in nature. Check it out if you like. We got a new trailer for it finally.
Can you hear it? My blood is singing. I will wait for you.
New crime wave sweeping Detroit has already claimed the lives of 21 police officers.
Provokes a question. Can we put our safety into the hands of a machine?
OCP holds the scalpel.
Coming around after a few months of silence and over 2 years of development, actually 3, we've got from the famous mobile game developers Nacon in partnership with Teon, the same developers of Terminator Resistance, a new IP in the making called RoboCop Rogue City, what is described as a story-driven single-player first-person shooter, not to mention an Unreal Engine 5 project. The game is now releasing November 2nd finally, and accompanying the great release, we got a new trailer too.
Elevator's back online. It's that service box, isn't it?
I am detecting a short circuit.
Wakey! I'm looking at the map of this place and it's huge.
OCP tracking device torn out. I am going to follow the blood trail.
However, one aspect of your composition that has been severely neglected is your human side, your brain.
We must smash that thing.
I've heard people refer to you by different names.
Okay there, Murphy?
Fire at will.
I'm curious to hear which one you prefer.
My name is...
I'll see you on the other side.
Last month, we got reconfirmation that Payday 3 is now releasing September 21st into PCs in both generation of consoles as well. I believe into the Nintendo Switch a few months later. Now I'm guessing some of you missed out on it. This is just a sequel to a first-person shooter with the same old gang that's now coming back to do a few more heights after previously leaving to go their separate ways at the end of Payday 2. Red Sunrise, on the other hand, over here is a first-person shooter that offers heavy military conflicts in different parts of the world. In this game, the player is supposedly mercenary and will have to perform various combat missions of military maneuvers in companies, government agencies, and organizations in really hot spots around the world. Take a look. Game is coming to PCs only. We're here by the end of the year. Almost 7 years since the previous iteration, Tripwire Interactive finally confirmed and revealed Killing Floor 3 like last week. So the new entry is releasing for PCs and the next generation of consoles only early next year. This one's legit, the lord of all co-op action horror shooters, and the new Killing Floor 3 takes place 7 years after the events of Killing Floor 2. Take a look. In case you missed out on the words December last year, we've got from one of Bethesda's ex-veterans ever since an open-world horror hunting game in the making that I've actually been waiting to hear an update on ever since something called the Access Unseen. What I've gathered to be an Unreal Engine 5 game just now, coming to PCs only, and accompanied the good words, we actually got a new trailer too. The game is now releasing next year.
Surrounded by a bunch of little blue lights.
At the Game Awards 2 years ago, we came across a Stalker-inspired first-person shooter, another one coming from an indie developer called Pioneer. Through a cinematic and a pretty short trailer, gameplay mixed with cinematic. In any case, if you know about the game from before, Pioneer is now coming to PCs and apparently due out early next year. We finally got some more in-game footage. It is actually a MMORPG in nature.
It is extraordinary that you survived the attack of the tide. It would have turned anyone in your place into a fallen or a pile of ashes. But as you see, that didn't happen to you. You are safe and sound.
Always missed that one jump when everybody else was crouch sliding around like ice skaters. What if I told you that the 360 no-scope wasn't a myth?
Available through a demo fully, however, for the price of $15. And number 15, we have Warstride Challenges, available on Steam since last week. This is a multiplayer running first-person shooter, and I would recommend it if you're even slightly into Doom games and speedrunning. I mean, even rhythm-based games, for all that matters. It's a fast-paced game, has a level editor, bug-free, rated a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, come on, it is a must if you're into guns and blood.
And activate slow motion to headshot your way to victory without sacrificing precious clock time. Gain map knowledge and optimize your path. Die and retry until each level is second nature. Feel the satisfaction that comes with sheer mastery and flex with that gold medal. You can start with our provided assistance tools and work your way up to become a true master. Whether you're a seasoned FPS player or a newcomer to the genre, Warstride Challenges has everything you need to learn and enjoy. Challenge your friends in real time or asynchronous multiplayer. Keep track.
And last but not least, we have Mullet Mad Jack. This is a single-player, fast-paced, first-person shooter that brings you directly inside of a classic anime. Guys, this game's premise is probably the absolute best of all in the list. It is set in a future where man and internet have merged into a new being that needs dopamine every 10 seconds, or else it'll die. This gem of a game is supposedly releasing on PCs later on this year.
Checkpoint. Old school anime action. Mullet Mad Jack. Wish list now.